Okay, so we'll get started now. Thank you for being patient. So thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about different fashion career paths. So if you want to work in the fashion industry but don't know exactly what you want to do, so then this is like the perfect presentation for you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my career path and what I want to do after graduation. So one of the options is being a fashion designer. I want to have my own clothing brand and like my own clothing line in like or like a boutique, something like that. Um, so that's something like you could do yourself, or you could also like use like manufacturers. So, and then the next one I would do is costume, TV, and movie wardrobe stylist. So I would want to work in like styling actors and actresses in different TV shows and movies. And then something on the side that I would like to do is being like a fashion blogger, starting my own like fashion YouTube channel. I think it's like a really good idea if you want your own clothing brand. It's good to like start your brand and build your demographic and your following. So that's something you could definitely do on the side so that when you do launch your clothing brand, you'll have more sales and more people actually following you. So here's a little bit more specifics of each different career. So fashion designer is someone who designs clothing, accessories, and footwear for a clothing company while creating patterns and work. They work with seamstresses, pattern makers, stylists, etc. to bring their vision to life. Some qualifications include you would need a bachelor's degree because the fashion designer has to know all the technical aspects to it and how you make patterns and how to actually like make the clothes. You have to be creative and have technical knowledge. You have to have a good business sense in order to have a successful business and a brand. And internship experience always helps. So the more internships you do, the more experience you'll get in the industry. And then the average is, sorry, my thing is blocking it. Can't see the price. One second. Okay. It's 65,773 per year. And then TV movie stylists, TV and movie wardrobe stylists dress actors and make sure they look good within each scene. They work with the directors to create a look for each character to match the given plot. Some qualifications are you don't need any like specific degrees or credentials. Mainly, you will need like internship experience, but anybody who has any educational background from theater, any type of background works to be a TV movie stylist. And you would also have to do a lot of networking and also being creative, attentive and knowledgeable. So you just have to be on the move. It's a very like fast-paced job. And the salaries average 55,856 per year. And then fashion blogger and influencer. So a fashion blogger is someone who writes articles about the latest fashion trends, whereas a fashion influencer creates social media content on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. You don't need any specific degree, but you have to be consistent, regular, and marketing and writing skills would help a lot. And also, you would have to network and know your audience niche. So you have to know what type of content you want to create involving fashion, since there's different types of styles. So you would find the one that best fits for you. For a blogger, the ranging average salaries from 25,000 to 62,500 annually. An influencer is 24,000 yearly. So if you want to just do your own clothing brand, this is something you could just do on the side also, which will help you build your demographic and your following.
So for my first career path, I want to be a celebrity stylist. So be like freelance and style celebrities or artists for things like music videos, red carpets, and their everyday looks. And then my second career would be apparel business owner. So that's like creating my own clothing line, and either selling it at like a major retailer or have it like on a boutique or like an online clothing store. And then the third one is fashion photography, and that would be freelance. And basically, fashion photography is just like shooting fashion for like fashion magazines or for social media posts. And then next slide. So the description for a celebrity stylist would be a celebrity stylist dresses, fits, and styles public figures for events such as film or television production, advertising campaigns, concerts, music videos, or any other public appearances. They work closely with a makeup artist and hairstylist to ensure that celebrities' outfits matches with other elements of their look. And celebrity stylists typically act as a consultant for the celebrity by staying updated on trends to ensure they look fashionable at all events. And some qualifications for celebrity styling are like attention to detail, creativity, confidence, and self motivation, knowledge of the industry, and networking skills, as well as experience, which could be gained through styling internships. And then you have to make sure that you have like a good portfolio once like you're ready to get like paid for like your styling. A portfolio is important, and that like you could do that by doing freelance work as well as internships. And then the salary for that is between $500 to $5,000 per day. And then for apparel business owners, that's that's someone who has like their own shop and sells clothing and accessories that they design. Um, they might sell their own designs or a combination of somebody else's. So if you own your own boutique, for example, you could sell your own designs as well as somebody else's. And whether the shop sells the owner's designs or not, the apparel business owners are responsible for every aspect of the business. And so the qualifications for that would be to have knowledge in both fashion and business. You could have a business related degree that would really help. And then you do need some like startup money to start a business. And then being business savvy and creative to be a pro business owner is also a good qualification. And the salary for this varies a lot. And it just depends on like the size and the location and the type of clothing you're selling, and as well as the years that you've been in business. And then for a fashion photographer, fashion photographers highlights clothing and other fashion products in exciting and memorable ways. Fashion photographers work closely with models and fashion designers to conceptualize and shoot photos that showcase fashion. And the qualifications for this would be to have knowledge of technical elements of photography, including lighting, sharpness, and composition, and an awareness of fashion and photographic trends. And you would also need a photography portfolio and the ability to work with others such as stylists and models. The average salary per year in the United States for fashion photographers is $44,000 as of September 27th of this year, but the salary does range between 35,000 to 50,000 for fashion photographers.
Okay, so Elvia is not currently here, but I'll tell her slide. So three different careers that she wants to do is fashion illustrator, artist, freelance, creative design director for any fashion brand or fashion company, or a brand boutique owner. So I think her own business is called Cardenza. So a fashion illustrator artist. So their job is to create fashion focused drawings that highlight clothing, shoes, or accessories. To accomplish this, you may create a hand-drawn design, sketch garments using CAD software to detail the proportions described in your drawings or create sewing patterns. Fashion illustrators often help select themes, colors, fabrics, and other aspects of seasonal fashion content, and illustrators can attend fashion shows and draw live, collaborate with fashion brands, textiles, and art industry. And also fashion illustrators, they work with designers who are not like artistically like able to do it. So a lot of fashion designers actually hire them so they can like draw their vision down. A qualification, drawing the human body by hand and by using specialized computer programs, understanding of fashion design and merchandising, business skills if you choose to freelance, art skills, color theory. The salary is between 50,910 to 105,000. And then a creative director. This is to formulate arcane concepts for a collection and the fashion label as a whole. Creative directors establish the designs that will be created and what appeals to the target market. Provide a creative vision, lead a design team in developing designs that match your creative vision. Design directors have strong merchandising knowledge and an ability to communicate the sales team, along with essential technical skills and fabric sourcing knowledge. So, like an example of creative director would be like for Chanel, Karl Lagerfeld, he was the creative director. Um, Qualification, you would need experience in design directing or working in a design studio, excellent managerial skills, and an extensive portfolio, fashion design degree, and working on your own creative side projects. You could always start your own label. And the salary in Los Angeles is 173,657 to 193,435. And then the last one that she would like to do is have her own brand boutique. And clothing boutiques typically cater to high-end and niche markets. Unlike the larger retail clothing chains, boutiques are smaller, independently owned stores. Boutiques are rarely standalone businesses and are instead commonly found in plazas or small stores in smaller malls and online. While clothing boutiques carry less inventory than large chains, they can specialize in carefully selected quality goods and can offer excellent customer service to set themselves apart. With boutiques, a unique and desirable shopping experience is key to drawing in customers. And like I've seen like boutiques are very like one of a kind. There's always like only one in like a little area. So it's very like personalized. And some qualifications, clothing industry knowledge of the clothing industry is a must for any boutique owner. You should be knowledgeable about the fashion trends in your store's niche and be able to spot emerging trends to offer customers the products they'll be looking for. Attending fashion industry trade shows will also be important in improving your knowledge, interpersonal skills, and organizational skills, business skills, and marketing talents. And the salary for this is 23,000 to 170,000. Okay. Anna, you're gonna say this one.
Okay, so for Nia's, her first career is personal stylist, and she would do freelance for that. And then her second career is a merchandise buyer for any company, and the third one is creative director for an independent, as an independent or for a brand owner. For a personal stylist, um, a personal stylist helps clients create the most suitable image by choosing clothes and accessories that fit clients' body types and individual needs. Flexible, they need to be flexible and they do travel a lot. They need to ensure ensembles are agreed upon before the time and that the client is happy with the choices made. Liaising with clothing and makeup suppliers and scheduling beauty salon appointments as required, and be on top of the latest trends, assist in wardrobe organization, and consult with other professionals. Some qualifications are portfolio, experience in the fashion industry, and eye for details, ability to work under pressure, and able to travel and have flexibility. And any certification for this works. And then salary is between 48,000 and 57,000, and that's the national average. For merchandise buyer, merchandise buyer is someone who is responsible for buying products for companies, overseeing developments of clothes, targeting a specific market and price, communicating with internal and external stakeholders like suppliers and merchandisers, and working with merchandising teams and controlling budget. Qualifications would be knowledge in business, marketing, or fashion merchandising, a degree in those, or an experience in the fashion industry, and or a certification. The salary for this is 69,000, between 69,000 and 86,000. And for a creative director is the brain of the visual image of the brand. They oversee all creative directions, like in like fashion shows, magazines, print, and social media. And they manage the art team and the budget. The qualifications are 10 or more years of magazine experience, senior leadership role for more than 3 years, strategic, creative, they need to be strategic, creative, a problem solver, knowledge and have knowledge in Adobe, be proficient communicators and have writing skills, and be familiar with all social media platforms. And the salary for a creative director is between 105,000 and 150,000. So for mine, the 3 career paths that I would like to pursue, or the one that I want to pursue the most, is the editorial creative director. So I either want to be like a freelance graphic designer for photo shoots, brands, or certain high fashion. Sorry, hold on, my menus. It's called like blocking it, so I can't really see. Or certain high fashion brands. The next one is a stylist. Again, I want to be like either a personal or freelance stylist, specifically for campaigns or editorials. The main ones that I would want to be a stylist for is the website Essence or the magazine brand ID. And then this third one is an archive collector, and it's basically growing a collection of your favorite designers or vintage archives. It can be like for personal gain, or you can also start a business from it. So like the guy in this picture, he collects a lot of like vintage archives. His name is Giancola Palazzo, something like that. I forgot. But he started collecting starting in the 80s, and he's started a business. His store is like permanently closed, so they moved to Farfetch. So if you can click on the link right there so I can show you.
Mhm.
Thanks. Yeah, so this is, yeah, so like his store is called House of Lisa, and they moved to Farfetch. So this is basically like his own personal finds. I'm pretty sure he has a team now, but yeah, this is like his own personal store with Farfetch. And like as you can see, like they're all pretty expensive, and it's more from like early 2000s and 90s.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Then you can go to the next slide. So for an editorial creative director, basically you manage a group or a team, and you set the theme for a publication, whether it be print or online. Qualifications, it's a bachelor's degree, which is what I'm going for. A lot of graphic designers nowadays, like they don't even go to school for it. They just like learn on their own. So like basically just having knowledge in Adobe products such as like InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator. You need to have like knowledge in the visual arts and visual communication. Visual communication is basically graphic design, but it's more about like typography and all that. And internship experience. The salary, if you're freelance, it depends by the hour how much you charge, but the median salary as of 2020 is 89,000 in the US. For stylists, you can work personally for a brand or a fashion house. And as a stylist, you provide outfits for clients, you give advice, and you have to maintain a good relationship with your clients and also the fashion brands, because that's how like
you can get a lot of clothes for free, like basically borrowing from like showrooms and then you return them. Qualifications, you must have an eye for fashion, creativity, great communication skills, knowledge with fashion brands, and nowadays like networking is a really big deal. So yeah, good networking. As a celebrity stylist, you can make 50,000 to 100,000. The average stylist makes about like 50,000. Starting on your own, basically just investing your own money and like networking. And as an archive collector, you own rare or historical pieces. It ranges, the price ranges on like what you're investing, but majority of is like super expensive, or you can find it really cheap and then you profit more off of them. And it can be a personal collection, or you can turn it into a showroom, or like I showed you, the guy like moved to Farfetch. Qualifications involves investing your own money, network, extensive knowledge again, and a good eye for fashion. And the salary ranges, so you can either make no money off of it if you're like just gaining for personal collection, or you can like sell your item in return for like another more expensive item and the price goes up. And yeah, that's it.
So the three careers that I'm interested in are fashion buyer, fashion marketer, and then visual merchandiser. So fashion buyer, a typical fashion buyer works with clothing suppliers to make and select the proper clothing pieces for the target market. The qualification for this is a bachelor's degree in apparel merchandising, and then a related degree in business also helps. So the average fashion buyer salary in LA as of September 27th was $86,742. But the salary typically ranges between 78,000 to 97,000. And then for fashion marketers are responsible for promoting clothing items and accessories. Professionals in this career usually manage social media accounts, plan campaigns in order to help sell clothing brands, and research the market. And then a bachelor's degree in marketing is usually required, but depending on the brand and company, you can have a degree in fashion and then a minor in marketing. And so the salary for this one ranges from 64,000 to 80, that's what I say 80,000, but. And then visual merchandisers. So visual merchandisers are responsible for designing and creating attractive visual displays for retail outlets. And the qualification for this varies, but usually a bachelor's degree in apparel merchandising, marketing, and or related field is required. And then the average salary for this is 30,000.
Okay, so these are like all the different types of. This is by Zoe Hong. She has like a YouTube channel where she has information, like informative topics on like the fashion industry and all the different types. So I could like name a few in each one. So you have the people who make the fabric. So textile print designers, graphic designers, knitters, crocheters, weavers. And then you have the people who make like embellishments, appliques, laser cutting, and the people who actually make the products. So production, cutters, sewers, sale reps, showrooms, visual merchandisers, and then also like social media, marketing, PR, and also hair and makeup is also a huge factor, especially like when you do runway shows. A lot of designers work with them, so their designers will look at their designs will match like what type of makeup and hair they want. Fashion journalism, blog websites, editors, fashion historians, fashion law, finances, fashion activisms, and then you have fashion technology, creative directors, And all of these stem from like these major ones. So you have the fashion designers, merchandisers, tech designers, pattern designers, sample makers, fashion forecasting, and costume designers. So like these roles that you have would need all of these people to help bring their vision to life. So we want to hear from you now. So what is your career path? What careers are you guys interested in? What else would you guys to know about a specific career? Are you still unsure or unclear about a career? Tell us what you like to do. And there's a career for everyone in the industry. So if you're ever confused, like there's definitely like something for you out there.
Someone in the comments said, Catherine said, I'm currently in apparel design and merchandising. What's the difference between apparel design and production and apparel design and merchandising? What are the different career choices connected with each major? So basically apparel design and production is like making the actual fabric into like a garment or like, yeah, basically a garment. And like, I'm pretty sure apparel merchandising is like promoting that specific garment once it's already made. If anyone like else is like majoring in like what is it, fashion merchandising, can like specify.
Yeah, so for production, that's like how Jaylene said, it's like more of designing the garment, like choosing the fabrics, the thread, sewing, a lot of sewing. But for merchandising, it's more so like she said, selling the product. And like for me, I want to be a stylist. So merchandising is like you could be a stylist with both the design and oral merchandising major or degree, but merchandising is usually what most people say for styling. That's like what you should do because it is more like on the business side of it. And as a stylist, you kind of do need to know more about business and not so much about sewing because you're not going to really be sewing when you're like styling your clients. That's kind of the difference between those.
I'm in the production side, so I take a lot more like sewing classes. And when you're like a senior, you do like a whole collection at the end. And I'm also like in minoring in marketing, so like that's how I get like the business like education part. So whenever I do finish like the production and I want my own clothing line and I know how to like brand it and everything.
Yeah, like I was doing what Noelle is doing now, but for me, like I just wasn't like very passionate about sewing because it is a lot of sewing when you're in production. So if you're really passionate about it and really want to know about sewing, then I think that's a good option for you. But if you're not so much into like sewing, then maybe like doing merchandising would be a better option. But at the same time, like I said, you could still go into styling with a design degree. And especially if you have a marketing minor, that definitely helps as well.
Andrea asked a question. What about for fashion magazines is more graphic design journalism or design degree?
So I used to be a journalism major because I wanted to be a fashion journalist, but I feel like the classes that I was taking wasn't taking me into fashion unless I like minored in marketing, but I kind of didn't want to like do more work. So I changed to graphic design. So yeah, for fashion magazines, you can major in graphic design if you want to be like a creative director. So basically, let's say that a photo shoot was done and now like as a graphic designer you have to like set the layouts in a magazine, like where to place the text, the images, like it all has to like flow. And if you're a journalism major, well then yeah, you would basically just write for fashion magazines. Like as a fashion journalist, like you can go to runway shows and basically just like write down notes and then go to events and just basically like write a report about it.
Anyone getting their master's in apparel merchandising?
Not me, since I'm in production.
Okay, because I'm trying to get more information about that because I'm getting my BA right now in it, but I'm considering getting the master's in it for the purpose of being able to do journalism and also having the option to teach as well later on.
Mm-hmm. Maybe CSUN does have it, I believe.
Yeah, they do. I saw it.
Okay. Yeah, I think everyone's on bachelor's right now. I know Anna and Jaylene are.
You know the if you go like to the previous slide, um the one with like all the career paths. Yeah, maybe like when we make an Instagram post, I was thinking like we can post this as a link in our link tree, so then anyone that wants to like visit like her YouTube or this like page, they can like further look into
Mhm.
the each career path.
I think Elvia put a link, but I don't know why it's not working. Hmm. Oh, I thought she put a link. Never mind. Does anyone have any other questions or anything they'd like to talk about regarding like fashion careers? Okay. So I just before we end it, I just wanted to mention that we have two guest speakers in the next 2 weeks. So on October 20th, we'll have Carol Savinkoff. She's a fashion stylist from California, and she's worked as a high fashion model in Japan, Guam, Hawaii, Baltimore, New York, LA, and she's worked in TV commercials. She's done over 1,000 episodes of animation. So she has lots of experience in like fashion styling. So if you want to hear from her, then join us next Wednesday, same time, 6:30 to 7:30, to learn about her experiences. And then the following week, we have Stephanie Campbell, and she's actually a seasoned alumni. She went to the Trends Career Symposium, and she met with one of the panelists there, and they gave her like a job after graduation. So she's currently a stylist for Revolve. So if you want to hear from her, that's in 2 weeks, same time. So I think it's a really good opportunity to learn more about what different people in the industry are doing. And they're both stylists. So if you're interested in styling, then I think this is a great way for you to like learn about it. And then at the end of the month, on October 29th, we'll have our Trends Annual Career Symposium. And this is with the California Fashion Association. And we'll have a guest panel, and they'll talk about their experiences in the industry. And they also sometimes offer like internships if you like talk to them one-on-one. So I think that's really good opportunity if you guys are interested. It's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's on a Friday. And then these are just our socials that you guys can follow. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add or any questions? Or you could like put it in the chat if you'd like. Or is there anything like you guys would like to see more from Trends? If there's like any specific topics you guys want us to talk about, we'd more than happy to do it for you guys. Okay, so whole meeting will be recorded. So if you guys want to go back and like look at the different careers again and like what we talked about, you guys can always go to our YouTube channel, and we'll post this meeting on there so you guys can look at. Okay, so I think we'll end it there. Oh, we have a chat. Oh, thank you, Megan. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Catherine. Okay, have a nice night, everyone. We could end it here.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, thanks, Noel.
Thank you.